Hey, it's Dr. Karin. Look, we're all guilty of occasionally slipping into victim mentality. It happens to everyone. But there are some people who live their whole lives never venturing out of victimhood. But for others, it's a place they visit now and again. My work, my calling, is all about helping people to reclaim their power and use that power to create extraordinary results in the world. In today's video, I'm going to share how to break away from victimhood forever and discover your own unique, brilliant power. Let's go. So in my spiritual awakening, I've broken apart many times over the years, and I talk about it in a lot of my videos. In particular, there was one time when I had my biggest spiritual awakening moment, and that was when I realized how much I had lined myself up with a victim mentality, because I went through a really catastrophic life event in 2014. And in that awakening process, I found the book Life Beyond Victim Consciousness by Lynn Forrest. I don't honestly remember how I found the book, if it found me, but the point is, when you're ready to hear certain words and you're ready to understand a new way of thinking, those words will find you. And for me, this book changed my life. I'd never heard of victim consciousness. Maybe I had, but I didn't really understand what it was. I started to realize that the relationships that I was in, the people that I was attracting, the people that I was spending most of my time with had this victim mindset. And what I realized was it was really not only bringing me down on a daily basis, but what happens when you have victim mindset is you're creating an energetic field around you. And when you believe that the world is out to get you, even if you're not conscious of it, but you kind of walk around thinking, oh, people always screw me over, I'm always getting sued, I'm always this and that, like, it's going to keep happening to you because the universe is always conspiring to prove you right. And I realized that I was giving into this mindset because at the time I was with a person that was really heavy laden in this victim mindset, and I was feeding into it. So I realized over a few years that, oh my gosh, we literally keep getting sued. We keep having people disappear on us and take money and do this and do that. And I was like, because we're constantly talking about how victimized we are, not using that exact word, but we were talking about, oh, like basically that people were all bad and why does this keep happening to us? And it was very much laced with a low level of vibration that didn't keep me in control of my world. I didn't realize at the time that life doesn't happen to you, life happens through you. So when you're in a victim mentality, you have it all backwards. You have this thing that we call in psychology an external locus of control. And what you aim for when you have self-mastery and when you're growing and evolving is to have an internal locus of control. And that is through your higher self, sourced through you, your intuition. When you're in a victim mindset and you have an external locus of control as the foundation to your life, you no longer take control of your life, but you wait for things to happen to you, and you always think that you're being victimized. When you spiritually grow, and since you're here watching this video, I believe that you are on a spiritual path of growth. You start to realize, wow, like on a constant basis, I am magnetizing and attracting different situations, people, opportunities, experiences that are gonna match and line up with who I am, what I believe. The universe doesn't hear all the things that you want in your life, you know, all the lists that you're making. Yes, they can be important because they set an energetic resonance in your world. What's the most important is what you inherently believe to be true, because the universe is always responding to who you are and what you believe you deserve. So if you subconsciously walk around thinking that you're always victimized, thinking that everything's happening to you, you're blaming your ex and your mom for everything, you've given that locus of control to external sources. And instead, what I'm going to really encourage you to do is paying attention to how many times you look back and blame other people for the place that you are in your life, blame certain circumstances for keeping you where you are, because part of spiritual growth is you becoming the CSO, the Chief Soul Officer of your life, and taking control internally of what is happening through you, realizing that your energy, your emotions, your beliefs are sending out an electromagnetic field, and with those emotions and beliefs that you inherently have, you are creating the matter that is attracted to you, the people, the experiences. They're not affecting your field is affecting the matter that's coming to you. That is revolutionary science that they've discovered, and we're in a mass awakening, you guys. We are here on this planet collectively ascending, coming into new levels of energetic consciousness, reaching higher frequencies. And in this higher frequency, victim mindset cannot resonate. It will feel very unnatural for you as you're raising your consciousness and realizing. You will catch yourself more realizing, wow, the world is not happening to me. Even the bad situations, you can say, thank you, self. Wow, I created that. The good ones, you can say, thank you, self. I created that. But every little struggle that you have, every bad experience that comes into your life is actually happening through you as an invitation for you to grow, and you've actually created it by the belief system in your field. So let me talk about why people tend to stay in the victim mindset in a life where they're talking constantly about being victimized. And it's because there's a payoff. They tend to get certain payoffs, and think about it. People that you know that do this, you can see them seeking things like sympathy, right? And I've been there. I've been through some really bad situations, really bad losses and breakups and all that. And my story, it's pretty bad. And if I continue to tell it, I can seek sympathy, and there's something in the ego that really likes that, like one-upping other people, like my story's worse, right? You know people that do that? Well, when you're in that victim mentality, you're looking for that dopamine rush of getting that sympathy, and that is the payoff for telling the story. You're getting a payoff also of having an excuse for not moving on. The more you're telling the victim story about your ex or your childhood, now I get it, let me just give you a caveat. I've been traumatized a lot in my life. I'm sure if you're here, everyone's had their own trauma. It is up to you to heal that trauma wound, to do your trauma work so that you can alchemize it into something that is beneficial for you and that feels powerful for you. That's a new mindset, okay? So do your trauma work. I'm not here to dismiss that. But we've got to work through that healing so you can ascend to higher frequencies in your life and have a life activated with love and joy and peace, and a life that's filled with an internal locus of control where you are creating the field around you that is resonating with a level of attraction that brings in success and prosperity and love in a way that matches where you're resonating. So if you're continuing to tell the victim story, payoff is sympathy, payoff is an excuse for staying where you are, payoff is you get to point fingers at other people for putting you in this circumstance and you can blame them. And that is only holding you back. The only person that is affecting negatively is you. It is keeping you stuck in a situation, and not only is it keeping you stuck, but it is giving all of your power away to past experiences and people that do not deserve your power. Do you want them to have power over your now and your future? Do you want your future to keep having a label of control on it that has their name printed on it? No. You want to take your power back. That's why you're here. That's why you're ascending. That's why you're growing. So what I'm going to task you with doing is catch yourself telling the victim story. I will guarantee you, you're going to have a situation in the near future where you're going to be faced with whether or not to tell your story again, because it's probably going to be juicier than the person next to you. Your mind is going to go, gosh, I have something that can one-up them. I have a victim story of something that happened to me. But if I go into this story, what you're doing is you're expanding the energy around that victimization. Now, I don't mean you can't go back and tell stories about your past. If you've gone through something and you just want to tell the story, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking when you are sitting in a place of blame and shame over somebody or something in your past, because what happens then, when you pull up blame and shame, you're actually pulling up the lowest level of vibrational consciousness. That is blame, guilt, and shame. And if you're placing that on someone by expanding that in conversation, you have now put that in your magnetic field, in your aura, and you're going to start attracting experiences and conversations back into your life. It's a cycle that match that. You don't want that in your field. We want that out of your field. So when that opportunity comes up, is an opportunity for you to make a new decision. And that decision is to switch the conversation to one where you're talking about the future that you want to bring in, the future that you want to create. You can steer, and by the way, when you're doing that, you're modeling this for other people. When you refuse to engage in those old conversations, talking about the past, you're tired of it. It's time to look forward. Your inner being is never focused backwards, ever. Your inner being is always focused on your now and looking forward. So start engaging in conversations, redirecting them, talking about the future, not engaging in those tear-drenched conversations of the past where you sit over your bottle of wine and unload all your old baggage. It's just going to keep you stuck there. Make the choice that you're going to talk about what is going to come for you. Make the choice to talk about the success in business that you really want. You know, the future body that you're striving for in your new physical workout routine. Talk about the love that you want to come into your life and how you can't wait to go on your next trip. Expand the things that look like the world that you really desire to create, because the more you are talking about the future that you desire and the feelings that you're going to have when you experience it, the quicker you're going to draw that future that is created by you directly into your field. Okay, I'm going to give you one final tip in how to let go of victim mindset and take your power back in your life. But before I do, if you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video, because that really helps me produce content that I know you're interested in, and subscribe to my channel by clicking the button below so you get notified when all of this new content comes out. let's get back to the video. The final piece of the process in you letting go of being victimized and having that victim mentality, because it leads to more victimization, is you investing in yourself. Now, this looks like a lot of different things, but I want to really encourage you, now that you know, gosh, I really want to transform. This sounds so empowering to me, right? It's lighting you up. That thing that you've been afraid of doing, that investment you've been afraid of making in yourself, whether it's a spiritual coach, a business coach, a course you want to take, a program like the ones that I offer, a retreat that you might want to go to that you're not sure if you should spend the money. Take the leap of faith in yourself. Decide right now that that thing that feels like it's exciting, that wants to help you move forward, that feels like it's a new direction, a new pathway. It might feel uncomfortable, but wow, that would be a new thing for you to experience. This is the time, as you're moving out of that old, tired victim story, to take the leap in your life, do something new and different, because what you're doing is you're rewiring your mind, you're rewiring your own physical experience, you're resetting a habit in your life that is now not attached to the past and those players that played with you way back then, but is starting to lean forward in positive expectation of the new players that are coming into your life, of the new experiences that you're going to have, and most importantly, the new you that you are creating with your new mindset. Go and be powerful today. So if this really lit you up and you're like, hell yeah, I want to find a way to transform my life, and you're ready to start now, I have a brand new program coming out. It's called Worthy, and it's all about getting you to a place where you've let go of the blocks of your past and you've clung to a brand new level of self-confidence. I want you in that program. It's brand new. Make sure you click the link below and get all the details. I can't wait to see you there.